Hi there, everyone. My name is Samvrit, one of the team leads for Team 7.
I'm Arnav, the other team lead for Team 7.
And today, we'll be doing a comprehensive review of the project that we built, our repo organization, and any other tools affiliated with our project. So let's start off with the landing point of our project. We have a GitHub repository that has a GitHub project associated with it, as well as a README. Currently, there is a lot of configuration files, so as you can see down here, but those need to be located in the root directory of our repository for compilation issues. Our README consists of a high-level overview of our team, a link to our wiki, which is quite comprehensive, and also to our team website, where we provide intros to each one of the developers in our team. So this is us. We also motivate the context behind our brand. So Akatsuki 7 is a reference from Naruto, and we also motivate the reason why we built this product. So we provide some memes, as well as motivated why we wanted to create a dev journal. We link some of the pages in our wiki in our README, so the installation guide and the usage guide, and we also provide a link to our documentation over here. And so we also provide some advice for 112 students who are also looking to continue working on the project, and we also provide some pointers on what future development could be. So let's talk a little bit about the pipeline, because I feel like that would be valuable. We have multiple different branches that we've used. Primarily, now that the project is concluded, we have main and dev. So dev was the main development effort where all other feature branches were forked off of and were merged back into and were the pull request targets. We have actions ranging from deploying the project online. So that would be hosting our documentation, hosting our team website, formatting via Prettier and ESLint, generating dynamic documentation using JS docs, lint checks and status checks for PRs, and also unit tests that are run via Jest. So let's return back to our GitHub repository. All of these workflows are located in the workflows folder. We have a code owners file that specifies me and Arnav as the code owners that provide bypass restrictions for any of the rule sets that we have in place. We have templates for issues and pull requests. And our admin contains a variety of the admin documentation that we have. So branding, our CI pipeline, our meeting notes, etc. The specs, actually, Arnav will delve into a bit later, but that contains a majority of our feedback and our brainstorming process. So let me go over the wiki first before I go into the actual project. So the wiki starts off with a welcome page. We provide our inspirations and references and also specify some use cases. We provide the requirements of what your machine might need to use, an installation guide that guides you through where to go to find these installers, and the steps to actually install the app on your own local machine. So either for Mac or Windows, we have extensive documentation regarding that. We also have user guides affiliated with GIFs to sort of navigate users on how to use the app. So how to create a task on our app. So if you see my screen over here, I actually have the app up. So it matches what you see on the wiki. We also have documentation on how to go to the vault, what the all tasks view might look like, and other affiliated references. Sorry about that. For developers, so mainly targeting CSE 112 students, kind of contributing to the maintainability of the project, we provide a developer guide that tells tells future developers on how to actually run the app. So checking versioning, making sure that you have the correct versions of Node and NPM installed, how to actually generate the PWA, how to test the project, how to actually do end-to-end testing, what the composition of our repository is like. And we also motivate some of the design and development processes in our wiki as well. And the contributions lead to our team website as well. Our GitHub projects is linked with our issues, and so Arnav will also delve into the managerial aspect of that, and these pull requests are often linked and templated to access one of these issues. Actually delving into the source, so I'll swap over to VS Code, actually delving into the project structure. The source project folder contains all of the assets needed for our project. So the test folder contains all of the targets for our playwright testing, which is our end-to-end testing framework, and Jest, which is our unit testing. So we unit test both our database manager and file manager. On assets, we have all the icons needed to actually display the app on our installers and our PWAs, and any of the icons affiliated in the app and any other images that we use. So that might be the file previews that you see on the Vault. Our components, we decided to take inspiration from Lab 7 and compartmentalize our app into different views and different components. So the task and journal, respectively, are a component that allow a user to perform I/O and have a form for each. And we have three different views: the Vault, the main view, and the all tasks view. And so those are all linked to each other using Electron. And we also have the filter component, which is a sub-aspect of the all tasks view that is also a component as well. The configuration folder contains all of our config files that don't need to be located at the root. The docs file contains 2 different docs folders. Dev docs are dev-provided docs, where a developer might author what they did and how they went about developing a certain component or a certain dev effort. The JS docs are dynamically generated via the action I mentioned earlier, and these happen on every push to dev and main, and these are located in the JS docs folder and also hosted on a website. The scripts folder contains all of our JavaScript actions, so the database, the file manager, main.js, etc., and styles contain some global styles. Yeah, I'll pass it over to Arnav to delve a bit more about the project, the actions, as well as our managerial efforts.
Make a quick change to our repository. So the change we've gone with over here is that we've changed the branches targeted by dev build to be dev and main. And let's just commit that. Because we're code owners, we can just force commit to main. And then once we sync, we should see that that when we reload the workflows, a workflow will have started running for the new commit, and we'll see that things pass. We can see here that the automated actions have indeed run successfully, and I want to quickly talk about Playwright, which is what we use for end-to-end testing. We couldn't fit this into our automated pipeline because of some issues, but we have run tests manually, and you can see here that they all have passed. We can also see that documentation is auto-generated and uploaded online by the automation process. This is something we use for organization, our Kanban board, and you can see here that all of our issues and pull requests are on it, and most of them are marked as done because we have completed development on the project. As for design, our hi-fis are on the Figma over here, and our wireframes and fat marker sketches are on the Miro board. Now, I want to quickly talk about some of the specs of our products. So we have all of our ADRs are in this folder called specs ADRs. And these are all the decisions we've made, the most recent being Playwright for end-to-end testing. The architecture is defined in this folder where we have the design process completely documented in this file. And we have a hi-fi that shows the interface between front end and back end via middleware, which is what files are sent through. The stack for our product was HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, and then the middleware stack was SQLite and Electron, which were additions to the project requirements. Another thing I want to talk about is how we used feedback in our product. So we had our developers dog food our own product, which essentially they used it in their day-to-day lives and provided feedback in these MD files, and we greatly improved upon these. And we also got feedback from a stakeholder, our Professor Powell, who provided quite a bit of useful feedback that we've incorporated into our product over here. I also want to briefly touch upon the requirements that we defined for this product, which is all the ilities. So you can see over here that we have all the ilities defined, as well as how we've incorporated them into our product. Because our project was so user-centered when we were thinking about it, we included user personas, which sort of guided our thinking through how to develop for these specific types of users. Now I want to talk about the overall health of a team and how it's progressed. So you can see in meetings, in the admin folder, we have our retrospectives and our sprint reviews. In our sprint reviews, we talk about team accomplishments as well as individual accomplishments, as well as overall takeaways from them. These are documented in these Google documents where we take notes as we conduct the reviews and then transcribe them to Markdown. We also conducted several retrospectives where we highlight strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats for the teams. Recently, we've seen that some areas for improvement in the future are the fact that we had a high bus factor for our backend team, as well as the fact that we didn't have enough rotation between different teams when developing. Some things that we did really well I'd like to talk about. The first being communication between different developers. This wasn't always a strong point for us, but because we were able to grow from feedbacks in previous retrospectives, we incorporated a daily check-in system that really helped transparency between the different teams. Another really important thing within our team is constant development. There wasn't a single week where we were not developing and not actively participating in creating the product. Now, the last thing I'd like to talk about is going forward, what are some things that can be improved about our product? The first thing is that our CI pipeline is not completely built. We need to incorporate end-to-end testing, and we also need to add support for Electron Forge in it. You can see here that we still have some open issues. These are things that we would love for future developers to tackle, as well as we would have tackled given more time. And for future 112 students, we also have a section in our README for how to develop the product further, as well as how to get started on doing so. That should be it for this video. Thank you for your time, and have a great summer ahead.